Thank you very much. We'll now take board comments on any school subject, and comments are limited to 1 3-minute opportunity per individual. Our first commenter is Mr. Mike Padilla. Come on down.
Mike Padilla, Schuylkill Township. First topic is Sunshine Act and the scheduling of this meeting. I checked with a few legal resources, and I believe it's against the Sunshine Act not to have a fixed time for the meeting. And I'll cite why. So it specifically, besides it being against the overall vibe for Sunshine Act meant to encourage public participation, it specifically says it must have a date and time. There are several mentions that specify a 24-hour window after which or before which something must be issued. You can't have a 24-hour window with a roving time frame. And then the only exception that it mentions is for executive sessions, which may follow the conclusion of an open meeting. So take that in consideration, primarily for the main reason, encourage public participation. Obviously, it's a lot harder to schedule 3 hours window to attend, but also I think there's enough here where it could warrant a formal complaint. The next piece is with a topic I mentioned 4 weeks ago about the misreported Title IX data. So Ms. Rockwood, thank you. She did confirm that the mentioned football expenses were underreported by 50%. So there was a big gap there. Those are being corrected and submitted to PDE. I had waited 2 weeks. I was hoping to get a response from Ms. McTiernan. I sent you the email right after the meeting with the outline of all the issues, and there was no response. In general, I would expect a community member who has such a, not a substantial issue to at least get a response. Didn't get a response, so I reached out. And then after a back and forth, I was asking about the updates to the Title IX data. And both emails were basically, no, we're not going to do it. It's PDE data. But obviously, when the slides call Title IX, it's Title IX and it's OCR, right? And then I haven't gotten a response in the past, 4 or 5 days. So I guess my question to Ms. McTiernan is, are you willing to update that presentation and have the correct numbers as defined by the OCR and the Department of Education? I noticed that both reports were pulled down from the school website. Will they be put back up with the correct numbers? Thank you.
Sure, I'll be happy to answer that. First, every email that you have sent me, I've responded. You don't always like the answer, I understand. Second, excuse me, I gave you the opportunity to speak. Secondly, with regards to the presentation, please don't speak to me like that, ever. Thank you. Thank you.
No, I'm a member of the community.
Hold on. Superintendent has the floor.
Thank you. Second thing is with regards to that report, as you know, OCR report is a lot more than athletics. I know you know that. And so this report was specifically about the athletics. Ms. Rockwood put together that based on our PDE, that information that was going to be submitted. I know that you want something else, but that's not what the case is. That was to report out on what was going into PDE. That's the first thing. It did clearly state PDE. I know you wanted it on the first sheet. I understand that, but it did say it on the second PowerPoint slide. Third thing is you sent me 3 questions. The first one is, yes, we're going to include cheerleading, and we're going to continue to include cheerleading in the PDE form, which it clearly says that we can, okay? I know that you are looking for something else for a report, and that's not what we were reporting out on. Third, the third question you asked regarding football was $38,000. You and Ms. Rockwood, and I told you I would look into that and have Ms. Rockwood and the business office looking into that. And they did. And she reported back to you with the things that she identified and missed the helmet refurbishing, which was under a professional contract. And that was absolutely missed. She also went back to you and said to include huddle, and the coaching stipends was incorrect. So you and her had a dialogue, which I watched that happening. So to say that you're not being answered is incorrect, and you're manipulating the system over and over again. This, yes, as Ms. Rockwood reported back to you, those numbers were underreported. It will be taken down, as you saw it was taken down, because she's fixing it as we speak. The board is aware of all this. It has been in every board packet about that. And so you're asking me if we're going to report to PDE the correct information, and yes, we are. That is not the information that goes to OCR, Mr. Padilla. You continued to say that. OCR collects a lot more information, which the board received, exactly what they receive. Athletics is a piece. I know you're familiar with Title IX, and Title IX is much more than athletics. Much, much more. Much more. So when the time comes for the civil rights report, which is what you keep referring to, yes, we will report all of that information. That happens every 2 years. Sometimes it happens yearly, depending on when it happens. Sometimes it happens every 2 years. We will submit that information to our OCR and complete the athletics piece of it along with everything else. When we submit that, it will be available to the public. Unfortunately, on October 1st, as you know, there's hardly anybody working at the federal level at this point, including that department. So where we are with that, I don't know. When they send us what they want, we upload that information right from our student information system, and then it becomes available on their public site. And that's where we are today. And every single email that you have sent me, you have gotten a response. Unfortunately, you don't like the response you received. Thank you.
Thank you. And do you want to address this?
There was concern brought up about the Sunshine Act and how we schedule the meetings. As I understand it, the district advertised for this meeting to occur immediately following the completion of buildings and grounds and then policy. To me, that is advertising a date and a time for the meeting. It has been advertised for the completion of this year, and then we'll do new advertising for the next calendar year in December. So from my perspective, I don't see this as a Sunshine Act violation. In terms of the 24-hour rule, and that hasn't been an issue here, remember, the agendas have to be posted 24 hours before the given regular board meeting. Presumably, actually, how we schedule our meetings will benefit the advertising period or the notice period for putting up the agenda, because it will be put up well before even the start of the committee meetings that begin before it. So I do not have concern from a Sunshine Act perspective about what is a duly advertised meeting on a specific date that has been run in newspapers of general circulation.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, we have no additional comment. Our next meeting is the 27th of October, I believe. And with that, we are adjourned at 8:26. Have a good evening, everyone.